Everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm just going to be using cards today, though. Elise has a great question about Trump and Melania. She's wondering if it's a good question, although, well, anyway, she's wondering if is Trump secretly pulling assets and putting them only in Melania's name. And is Melania, playing him to try and get a hold of his assets? So those are questions on the table, notwithstanding the fact that what's going to be left of his assets, after the IRS is done with him and other legal institutions that he never pays. But anyway, yeah, it's like whose lien takes precedence, I suppose, is the real question. IRS always, but anyhow, let me just see. I guess we're going to be really looking at the relationship between Trump and Melania and the monies. So, okay, let me swap out cameras here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I think, well, actually, I know the only way I can really get to the truth of their relationship is to do a grand tableau. So I'm going to go as quickly as I can without using as much detail so that I can answer those questions. So what is the truth? Is Trump putting assets into Melania's name only? Is Melania playing him to get a hold of them? And this is, regardless of what actually could happen to his assets legally. Okay, so I'm thanking my guides for getting the cards, helping me getting the cards lined up the right way. Okay. And in this case, because Baron is, and there's the first card. This is Baron. Because I think he's pretty close to 18, and he's definitely not, a very young, little one. Because I want to save this spot in the little tiny child card for the optional meaning, which is like some new agreement or something new. Okay. So, by virtue of the fact that the wealthy man card came in, which is the rich young gent usually, being Baron, and in Trump's house, because that's his house up there, would tell me that on two levels, he is thinking of Baron, but he also this is also a card for attorneys. So he is thinking about the legal aspects of his assets. Okay, what landed in Melania's house is the reputation and honor. Looking up, she's looking up towards. She's thinking of all the Trump towers. Their marriage is in bad straits. They are meeting as to the rules and regulations. When it comes to, marriage. And this is everything politically coming down on him. Okay, so there might be an older person. This could be something with Melania's dad in this house and her mom helping her out here, working on her behalf. Could also be her attorneys as well. Okay, let me just keep going real quick. Look at that, wow. Yeah, what lands at the four corners is very, and here's Baron. Yeah. That's interesting. In the good outcome house, we get the imprisonment restriction card. That's what Baron's worried about. Wow. Okay. This would be Trump's, his strategy to try and bring together some way to probably minimize the issues, or it minimize the loss of the monies that he's taken. This line right here tells us a lot. Now, and then to add the gift, to add the cheating, liar, grifter in the house a gift. Oh my goodness, that really tells me that there's the legal issues that are going to take him out, and I don't know what could be left for her. Here she is leaving the reading, and she's headed in a new direction, in a brand new start. Let's see where he winds up. Oh, right here. Yeah, just, mostly at home with himself. I don't think she's around. Yeah, and sad news. See, that's the thing. Okay, but so back in my mind, I've got all these wonderings. The thing is that there's not going to be any money left for her anyway. Look at that. To have the coffin, the painful loss in the house of imprisonment. Wow. Grifting, but when it comes to her, so he's in charge of some grifting, but he's willing to give her whatever to keep her around. But okay, so we just have to remember, I have to remember, this is mostly about their relationship rather than his legal issues. But you know what, her legal issues would be tied up with him, I imagine. Okay, so he lands down here, so I have to start here first. Like I said, he's at home just doing whatever he can at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe he goes out to Bedminster and golfs and whatever, But it's mostly him and his inner circle is who he's really connected with. And he does go out and do his little rallies and stuff, so there's that. But for the most part, his psyche, who he is contained like in, his own little, just, I'm going to say self-created prison. This might be his stupid attorney, Haba, or any other younger woman, and this could be many younger women who, someone under 50, 55, who acts like they know the rules and regulations. This could be a divorce attorney even. Then again, can they really get a divorce? Well, why not? I would think that they could. This would be our divorce card, but there's restriction on divorce. And this probably would be the attorney who would be advising him on that. And I've always wondered if Melania isn't or was, Trump's handler, being where she came from. Anybody can do research on her and her background. I'm not going to spend time on that because I have so many times before. In fact, I do have a Melania playlist if you care to look at that. I might have asked a question like this in the past. But for a long time I've seen them breaking up and her going her own way. So let's see. Back to him in this 9 box. So in Baron's house, not only Baron is worried and sad, but also Trump is worried about him. And so this does show that he does care, at least. And then this is some supportive man to Trump. It can't be his dad because he's no longer, on Earth. But this would be, would you call Rudy or Roger Stone or any of those idiots supportive? But this could be a very much, an elderly attorney you know, the new ones he has. What is it, Jay Sekulow or whatever? Sekulow. Sekulow? Yeah, Sekulow, let's get that big old retainer. Trump does have, you know, his loyal people, but then knighting up here, they're all on that soul journey with him just to grift off of him. And, you know, he grifts, that's all he's ever thinking about as well. He has a lot of meetings. Trump has a lot of meetings about his assets. His marriage and partnerships, but I would say most of it, because I have to focus on the fact that this is only about them. We have the marriage card in the coffin, you know, fatality house, right? So the marriage is definitely over. He's looking in that direction, at that, looking at meetings, probably for divorce. Everything that's sneaking up behind him is feeling helpless about where to get the money to pay her off. He can't really think about anything else, and he knows that he's only good to her based on their transactional relationship. And so, of course, that brings through, you know, him feeling, what do I do? And here's the sad news card. It's probably papers that she would file, because here she is with all these cards behind her. Bottom line is, she's had it with him. And she's tired of playing the fake games, and she's out of here. She's exiting the reading. And what she has behind her, I would think, right here with these documents, are divorce papers. But the question is, yeah, and he might have some more support. I mean, this could be, I doubt Aileen Cannon because she's too young, but this could be another attorney. Because it comes in the courthouse. But the thing is with Melania, going back to the question, I don't know that Melania has really been playing him. I think they've always had a transactional relationship, and I do think that she's been, transactional, because that's probably the only kind of relationship she could imagine, and then she stuck with him all these years because of the money, or she was his handler. But what's coming up behind her is this. Here we are with the soul journey for her, because the house of the journey, and her soul journey has just been distracted to no end by her loyalty to him. This could be her, because this line is her line here. This could be her father, because he's still alive, and you know, he's tired of it. They're down about it, both of them, both of the parents, I would say. And then maybe the dad is trying to help her out to get her through this time. Then again, because this card here, Knights to Trump, it's possible that Trump is saying, here, let's put the money, let's tie it up, let's restrict it, give it to you. That is very possible with this line here. And she has change above her. Her card, Knights to the Great Fortune card. So I would say, whether it's any asset she would get from him or not, she's headed in a better direction the fastest she gets away from him. And then, because of where her card lined up in this column here, I would say that is her strategy. And she's been helplessly waiting for it. This, you know, this card comes in the unhoped for money house, and then up here, this courthouse would be hanging above her, would be a divorce decree. A decree? How do you say that? A divorce certificate eventually. Okay, so let's do these few cards. I'll do the corners real quick. Yeah, because I can't stay in this too long and go to all the details, but I'll do the best I can with the time I have. So, like I said, Barron, possibly attorneys that help Trump, who's anyone under 55, and Melania and her reputation and her looking up to see something. I mean, to me, she's just a hoe bag, but you know, she thinks she's all that and a bunch of bags of chips, because that's what she's always done, is just gone for the surface relationship and the money, and it's all about how she looks and what she has. And like I said, their marriage is down, very ill, and has been sick. It's been a sick relationship all their lives. And I mean, you know, just imagine when Barron is a baby and he goes and cheats on her with not just anybody, a friggin' porn star, right? I mean, that had to have been a stab in the back. Because, you know, it's all about her reputation. So I do get that feeling up here with Stormy Daniels. Over here, in this, just to go one more card here, like I said, she thinks that there are rules and regulations to a marriage, or rules to a marriage, rules of engagement maybe, but yeah, she's had to learn the hard way. You know, I think the cheating is behind her, and she's gone. This card can be looked at as, yes, it's official, the marriage is over. Okay, and then to do the four corners, or kind of frame in each three cards at the corners, right here we have again, you know, there's an end to this imprisonment for Melania, if that's what she's feeling. She is expecting, house of expectation, she is expecting money for this. And I would say, Elise, with this question you had, I would say you're on to something. I do think that he is trying to put assets in her name. This would be our card of assets right here when it comes to like earned assets, and then also the house card. And all this is, you know, coming behind him. Here he is, sorry, I'm off of the corners for a second, but it's kind of the nature of the you know, with grand tableaus, they kind of take you on a little treasure hunt. So, but for him, he's feeling, like I said, helpless. He can't really think of anything else but his assets. And then to have the theft, you know, in the house of theft, to have this card, to have the, you know, message of concern or sad news card, that tells me that he is worried, and he would try and put assets, put his assets, whatever he could, in her name. He already did sign over Mar-a-Lago to Don Jr. So, I mean, that's a stab in the back to Eric. But, you know, that's just another side note. So he is thinking along those lines already, you know, like you got to move your assets. But I mean, she would have to literally get away to another country because, and get away with the assets before, you know, before it's too late, because the IRS is coming down on him, the state of New York is coming down on him, lots of institutions will be coming down on him. Yeah, and all this, like I said, is sneaking up behind him. He's helpless, can't think straight. It's all about his assets. What do I do? Who is this woman that can hold his secrets and help him out? Same thing with the younger. We've got a younger and an elder attorney, or secrets and creative finance could be this card. Privileged lady is a holding space card for creative finance. And that's all behind him, and then he's looking to, again, to have in the house of house of assets, basically, to have the courtship card. He's looking at, how do I save this marriage? But he can't because it's over. But maybe he can have an agreement with her, some teamwork with her to salvage. And maybe she tries to get away, right? And to salvage some fundage, some bit of fundage. And the gift card up here proves that. And then the unexpected income, the giving of, this would be like our Six of Pentacles, if, in the tarot. And yeah, give. And something new, even though it's really painful. But it's something new, some new agreement while she tries to get away. And hopefully, it doesn't take too long. But she is thinking, Melania is thinking, look at this line here, this diagonal here. She's thinking of long term, like any smart Taurus does. And yeah, to have, so here's the card for this house. And then to have good fortune there, that reiterates that again. And that is her strategy. That is their strategy. So at least I would say, yes, I really think that you have nailed it with that question. I mean, cards are definitely confirming. So let's go ahead and firm up the four corners, and then I might just stop. Let's see, hold on. Imprisonment in the good outcome house. Yeah, man, that's not good at all. Here's another grand tableau that proves how bad it is for Trump. Like everything's coming down on him. So let's do that. Let's just do the four corners. Like I said, he's expecting to have money to give to her, but it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen because I think all of his attorneys are eating that up, right? To have the soul journey card in the court, in the house of court, or court official, these are the rules of engagement here, where he's having all these investigations. So with the card, the investigation card, court official card is up here in the house of dishonesty. So this is the card, the image of that card that rules this house. And it's headed towards a painful ending. His journey is headed towards a painful ending. But to have the adjudication card, court official up here, this is our card for the IRS, for any investigation into anything that he has to, he can't get out of it. He has to go before this board or at least honor their, this is like getting sued and either you win or you lose. Well, he's going to lose because of all of his cheating. Look at that. That's him. To have these two cards together, and in the dishonesty cheating house, here's the dishonesty cheating card, and it's in the house of gift. So yeah, I would say they're in cahoots together to try to get her some assets, and she's going to try to get out of Dodge, to another country as quick as possible is what I'm getting here. So that's what's going on there with the marriage, and the travel card here relates to that, and the travel card here is hanging up above her. So there's that. This is long distance, this is short distance. This tells me she's not at Mar-a-Lago any more than she has to be, and I've known that for a while. Okay, then, except for maybe to let him see Baron. And I don't really know how much he cares, but he does care somewhat. So with this corner up here, I think I've already spoken to it pretty much, but we have the grifting, the thievery card. That's been the journey he's been on. It's like putting this card, these two cards together. even though they don't knight together. But what knights to him, what's hanging up, so here's Trump, so here's a little distraction, but here's Trump. This card knights to him, and this card knights to him, right? So the two things hanging over him, and then his health, yeah. I mean, he's married to bad health, literally. But to have Jack Smith hanging over him, to have all the rules and regulations that he has broken when it comes to amassing wealth hanging over him, and then his reputation, his Trump Towers hanging over him, and then the painful loss down here. Yeah. So, but anyway, back to the soul journey of just being a grifter and all the distractions that takes. That's him. And then over here, he will be drawn into many legal issues. More discovery, important discovery will be made. These are Melania's divorce papers, like I said, because that's all right here. And then down here again, this is Melania, that it gets some money and gets away. So that's it. There's the basis of their relationship. I could dig in more, but I don't have time. I'm just going to get this uploaded, and I'm sending lots of love. Okay, bye.